have a story to tell? Do you want to connect with others? Or maybe you want to build your brand and raise your brand awareness. Words are powerful. Your voice is important. Your voice needs to be heard. Let your voice be heard. Anchor FM is the answer. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Dear Heavenly Father, you number our hairs and determine our days. You hang the stars and feed the sparrows. You open doors no one can shut, and shut doors no one can open. Surely we can trust you when the time comes for making big decisions, or for that matter, any decisions. We are in just such a season again, Father, and we know we are not alone. We will trust you for generous wisdom, straight paths, and peaceful hearts, all for your glory. How we praise you for being the decision-making God. It's not our decisions, but yours that make all the difference. We will plan, but we trust you to order our steps. We will pray, but ask you to fix our prayers en route to heaven. We will seek counsel, but count on you to overrule faulty or incomplete input from our most trusted friends and mentors. We will search the scriptures, but not looking for proof texts, but for you, Father. All we want and need is you. Free us from the paralysis of analysis, wanting to make the right decision, more than we want to be righteous people, wanting to be known as wise people, more than we want to know you. Free us from the idolatry of assuming there's only one perfect choice in any given situation. Free us from making decisions primarily for our comfort and others' approval, or fear their disapproval. Free us to know that good choices don't always lead to the easiest outcome, especially at first. Free us from second and 20-second guessing our decisions. Father, no matter if it's wisdom about buying or selling, vocation or vacation, this place or that place, this person or that person, we know that in all things, your will is our sanctification, our becoming more and more like Jesus. Give us this passion, make it our delight. So, Father, make us more and more like Jesus, even as we trust you for the opening and the closing of doors that are in front of us, all for your glory in our eating and drinking and in our whatevers, whenevers, and wherevers. Amen. Welcome back to Teachable Moments with April. We're going to be reading from Living Abundantly, Embrace Your Unlimited Good by Unity Ministries. The article for today is Live Your Dreams by Reverend Sandra Campbell. Several years ago, I had the privilege of standing in for Bessie Coleman at her induction into the Women in Aviation International Pioneer Hall of Fame. I was among 5 amazing women aviation pioneers, including my good friend, Wally Funk. She excelled in the Women in Space program in the early 1960s before NASA decided not to send women to space. Last year, I was surprised when I saw Wally age 82 on television after she took the maiden voyage into space with Jeff Bezos and others. That chance opportunity to stand in for Bessie's induction led to something I could not have imagined at the time. I was so inspired by the narrator's 5-minute account of Queen Bessie's accomplishments that I knew someday I would have to tell her story to others who, like me, might never have heard of this amazing woman who had the courage to follow her dreams, despite seemingly insurmountable odds. After the convention, I returned to business as usual as public affairs officer with the Federal Aviation Administration and put my dream to relay Bessie's story on the back burner. Then one day, nearly a year after that magic moment at the conference, I received a call from a local middle school principal asking if we might find a speaker for the Black History Month assembly the next day. The principal wanted a speaker who could hold the attention of about 300 rambunctious 7th and 8th graders. I promised I would have someone there at 8 a.m. After hanging up the phone, I knew I had to think fast to honor that promise. I closed my eyes and searched my mental database for who would be the best person to capture these kids' attention. Immediately, I thought of Bessie Coleman. The problem was that Bessie was fatally injured when her airplane crashed on April 30th, 1926 in Jacksonville, Florida. With my eyes still closed, taking a few deep breaths, I asked the spirit to guide me. The answer was immediate. You've got to be Bessie Coleman. I had purchased 2 books about her life, neither of them which I had read. I had seen pictures of her in her aviation regalia, but I did not know much else. How she spoke, how she walked, what she might say to a group of young people if she were here. The voice in my head encouraged me to use my imagination. I stopped on my way home from work and rented a costume that could resemble a flight suit she might have worn in the 1920s. After dinner, I locked myself away in my room with my laptop and the 2 books and proceeded to flip through the pages, capturing highlights that would help me bring Bessie to life. Now and then, doubt would creep in. Did I really know what I was doing? Who was I to think I could represent such an amazing woman? At those times, I would take a deep breath, close my eyes, and visualize Bessie on the stage and telling her story. I saw the faces of the students and their teachers leaning forward in their seats with wide-eyed excitement as they listened to Bessie. The following day, with my 40 pages of notes, dressed in full flying regalia, I appeared in the school auditorium. I had transformed myself from Sandra to Bessie overnight. Relying on the power of imagination and the dream in my heart to inspire these young people to follow their dreams. And she became the story just as I had imagined. The reenactment got rave reviews, and as word spread, I was invited to schools, churches, corporations, libraries, and other venues from coast to coast. Since the first performance in February 1996, I have appeared before thousands in person on television, radio, and the internet. In 2000, the local PBS in Kansas City taped my performance at the historic Gem Theater. It aired on PBS around the country for several years. I titled my play "Follow Your Dreams" and employed an affirmation that the audience would repeat. Follow your dreams and don't take no for an answer, because every no brings you closer to a yes. By following my dream to bring the story of Bessie Coleman to life, I have inspired countless others to live their own dreams. One of the things I have learned in Unity is that everything starts in the mind. When we put our imagination to use, there is no limit to what we can accomplish. As I was preparing for the first performance, I kept reminding myself of the words attributed to William Arthur Ward. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can become it. I imagined myself being Bessie Coleman. I dreamed of telling the story in such a way that the audience would believe they were actually meeting Bessie Coleman in the flesh. And it worked. I imagined dream it, become it. This is the formula for living your dreams. Steps to live your dreams. Number 1, imagine it. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let your imagination run wild. Set your intentions and establish a clear mental picture of what you want to achieve. Number 2, dream it. Write it down. Focus your attention on this dream at least 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. Hold a clear picture in your mind of what you want. Number 3, become it. Engage all of your senses. See it, smell it, taste it, touch it, feel it, be it. See yourself as it, with it, having it, being it, and then just do it.